Unlike some people at the table.
No,
I'm talking about you, Greg.
But I'll just tell you,
Yes.
Martha, so when my son was born, I'm going back to 88, he'd be 30 this year, I got a note from George H.W. Bush. And I wasn't covering him at the time. In fact, this was right after the campaign. He just won the presidency. Here comes a note in the mail. I go, oh, thanks. I don't know how he knew about it. I'm looking at these pictures, though, Jesse, and I'm looking at these young men. I guess they're at Texas A&M in College Park, and you can see their brown uniforms. The way they are standing in that against that gloomy sky, so still, so respectful, so much a matter of precision in honoring our fallen president. It is absolutely inspiring. It is a thrill. I mean, we saw a great show yesterday and day before in Washington. Martha was there, and we had 4,000 members of the U.S. military of the Washington Regional Command take charge of that, and it was written out, the whole thing. But here we are in Texas, and I have a sense of young people oftentimes college people or people maybe who are just in the local ROTC in College Station participating. And I think for them, this is going to be a lifetime memory.
Well, let's go to Alicia Cunha, who's there on the scene in College Station, Texas. Alicia, why don't you set the scene for us?
Hi, we are awaiting the arrival here of the procession. It is just coming up right now up Barbara Bush Drive, and it will make its way in front of the George Bush Presidential Library and Museum. And per the request of the family, any moment now, I am going to stop talking because the family has requested that things remain silent at this point, which we will do now.
Well, there the processional goes into the Bush Presidential Library. And, Alicia brought it up. I mean, silence. I think this country has really reflected this last week. And when you reflect, you obviously are silent and you think about a man who was so unifying and so well respected. And as Juan was mentioning, Kennedy, it really is kind of the turning of the page from one generation to the next, not just with the Bush family, but about how we see our leadership in this country. And I think people are understanding what true leadership is in America. And it's a beautiful thing.
Well, it's also interesting how we see time and time again throughout the generations, throughout the elections, how the political pendulum swings. And, how it must have been for George H.W. Bush, who lived this exemplary life, and then to lose a second term to someone who was such a non-traditional politician, who didn't necessarily embody the same things in the same way that he did. And the rest of his life was a reaction to that pendulum swing. And, we've just seen another one, a very opposite president who was elected after President Obama. And the non-victor in that race has also taken time to reflect on a non-victory and how vastly different those reactions can be. And how, if we're being completely honest, time has been very, very gracious to George H.W. Bush.
Yes.
And his legacy and his long life and the choices that he has made post-presidency only solidify that.
What strikes me from what you just said, Kennedy, is the note he wrote to Clinton. And amazing, he said, "I'm rooting hard for you." In essence, I'm rooting for America. I can get over this. We don't see that kind of self-effacing statement these days in our politics.
But the point that, Kennedy, you bring up is a very interesting one. This is a guy who flew 58 combat missions, helped end the Cold War, Kuwait, was ambassador, a World War II hero, was shot down and rescued. But he was treated poorly in '92 because his life put him at a certain age. For those deeds to be accomplished, he was 68. And we decided arbitrarily that 68 was the wrong number, that we were worried that was too old. Not anymore. 68's young now. It's young. But back then, they were worried because Bill Clinton was seen as the young new Coke. He was the fresh Coke. And this guy was, old Pepsi. And it was such an injustice for what he had done in those 4 years, I think, and unfairly kind of dismissed over one single criteria, and that was the year he was born.
Can I just add something to that very quickly? I don't know if you remember, but in the Orange County Register, which has, historically been a very conservative part of Southern California, the Republican committee took out an entire ad, an entire newspaper page asking the president to not take Dan Quayle again with him as his VP choice going into the 1992 campaign. And Juan and I spoke about the loyalty that Alan Simpson touched on in yesterday's eulogy, and he stayed loyal to Dan Quayle.
He sure did.
I believe this is Reverend Levinson from St. Martin's Episcopal, who has been, it's worth pointing out, with President Bush 41 since the moment he passed, and he was with him during his final hours, praying with him, and has taken the journey to Washington, D.C., and now back. We see things really coming full circle here, and I think there was something so romantic about watching the train as it moved its way across Texas, and that too touches kind of a touchstone in all of us. You think of Abraham Lincoln, you think of Dwight Eisenhower, presidential caravans moving across the country in this open train. You could see the casket with the flag draped over it, and it's just like a life's journey, and his own journey from Connecticut to this, the elite schools that he grew up in, and then across these small towns in Texas where people came out from all over, waving their small flags to pay tribute to this man who really adopted Texas as his home and now is going back there to be buried. And now we see the Bush family at the top of the stairs gathering. These are emotionally draining moments for families as they go through these kinds of long days of experience. But let's watch as they remove the casket from the hearse in Texas.